Hey everyone, Aja here from Panda Monium. I just wanted to give you a few updates on the homestead. It is supposed to start cooling down here towards the end of September. Yes, my birthday is coming and friends and family will be arriving soon. So that's why I've been working so hard to get everything done before people start showing up. But, you know, here at the homestead there's always projects to be done. Speaking of a project, I had installed this diverting ditch, which I call a dry riverbed. I made it into more of a dry riverbed by adding the rocks and stuff. And I still have some work to do on it, but let me actually show you it in action. Rain, rain! The pool is working, and I dug the trench and made a dry riverbed. Not so dry right now, but that's working. We put stone by the water tank so that it doesn't get too muddy. Here's one little small water catchment / pond. This one's a little deeper. And then it just overflows once this channel gets full. It's working. Look, it's dry and no more flooding water through my porch. After it rains and floods this area, it moves on down. Because of the awning, I had to actually do a little inlet here because there was water flowing. But it is doing what it's supposed to, see? It's catching the water, flooding the little pond, and then moving on to the next one. This one is almost flooded. Then it'll move on to this one, which doesn't have any in it yet. The rain is starting to slow down, so I'm not sure if it will. But I'm liking it. I think it's working awesome. Definitely a solution to all that water flowing through here. I might actually have to do some water harvesting ditches on this side and do some pools in these kind of planting areas here as well. Then once it's done, it just flows off into the land. This one is flooded now, and it's carrying on to the next one. There it goes. In you go. I might actually dig these a little deeper. I just wanted to see how they worked for now. So they're only about, let's say 1.5 to 2 foot. Yay, awesome. Holy crap, these ones are full. And see, I did that little inlet there for overflow. And it'll go into this pond and just fills up this bed in the ditch. Wow. Look at that, crazy. Water's still coming. I had to extend this little berm here for the water flow because it was getting by it. I'm just glad it's working. I might have to dig this a little deeper because it doesn't seem like it's flowing to the actual bed it's supposed to be going to. So I'll get my shovel out and do that. Whoa, this is really getting full here. That's awesome. It's flooding the whole bed. And we just laid the mulch down too, will keep the moisture in. I just noticed these roses. They had stopped blooming for a while, but now look at them. Wow, that's beautiful. I think it's finally got established and a lot of new growth on it as well. This is working amazingly, and as you can see, it's working. The plants are filling out quite nicely. I have planted more things in, like succulents and drought-tolerant plants here and there. Look how nice these look. I actually had to make a purchase and buy a lawnmower because the grass is so green and everything was getting overgrown. The driveways we had to mow out. We left the fields. I was thinking about mowing these at least once a year to get everything stimulated, because they say with fields like this, if you mow once or twice a year, it does help with it. This is one thing I wanted to show you. I started on a berm. Or sorry, that's a berm. This is a swale to catch water. We haven't had any water or rain in about a week. But my friend had dug one in the adjoining property. Actually, he dug more than one. He's got like about 4 or 5 on his property, and they work really well. So I want to get it done. But as you can see, I didn't get too far. It's a lot of work when you hand dig these. And just one, I want to go all the way to the driveway so it catches all the water that sheds from here. And I want to do multiple swales and berms going all the way down to the low spot. I think these will work better than the ponds. I do want to have one catchment pond, but not as many as I had stated before. The swales work better because they can capture the water, it can sink into the ground, and then you don't have to worry about the mosquitoes. So if I have one pond here, that's all I have to worry about. I can stock it with fish. But if I had multiple ponds, then that might get tedious, and then I'd have to worry about insects like mosquitoes, which I don't want. This is one of the planting beds that I didn't get to this season, and you can see it's completely overgrown. All of just the natural plants have come in. I didn't plant any of these. I think this is lamb's ear, which is edible, but it's going to seed and everything. And it's cool that a lamb's ear is growing here naturally. But we've been having a lot of caterpillars. There's probably a couple hundred, and they're just everywhere. And they're feasting on these native plants. But it's cool. I'm glad that stuff is growing in. You can't even see the mulch that we put in. I'm glad stuff is growing in because its roots in the ground. It helps break up and loosen the soil. So that's a good thing. I'm just going to leave this. And then once the season is done and everything starts to die back, I'll just cut this all back for next season and just leave it there to break down. And then I can plant in here. I have to admit that one of the reasons that I chose land in the desert is because I wanted to know that if I left for a couple years and didn't come back, that things wouldn't be overgrown. Well, that's not the case with the monsoons. I had to weed this bed. It had got overgrown and started covering the plants that I had planted in here, but it looks much better and clean now. On this side of the bed is the Colorado 4 o'clock. It grows naturally here. It has beautiful purple flowers, but I found out that it does not like to be overwatered or fertilized because it stopped producing flowers. The ones that I've left alone still have flowers on them, but this one has taken over this side of the bed. I like it, and it's filled out, and it grows naturally here. I didn't even have to plant it. But yeah, I do need to stop fertilizing it and watering it so much. So I have skipped it, and it's starting to bounce back. It had developed like spots on the leaves as well. So I have not watered or fertilized this type of plant anymore. Look at the beautiful canna lilies. They're doing really well. The rains have been really good for all of the planting beds. I did have to weed this bed as well, but it's filling out nice. And obviously, plants like the hostas and the corbels, they're going to take time to fill out the spaces. So I've left some space for them. I just have to keep the weeds at bay. But I think everything is looking good. I just want to show you how the plants have been reacting to the waters. But let's get back to the rainwater collection. While I've been digging ditches and swales, Jeff finished the rainwater collection on the shipping container. He did all of the rest of the gutter system. We bought all the piping and everything. And then he did the downspout. I bought all the parts and decided exactly how I wanted, and then he put it together. But I think it's turned out amazing. He did a great job on it. Thank you, Jeff. But we haven't got a rainstorm in since he completed it. I think we might possibly get rain this weekend. Cross my fingers, because in that way we can see how it actually works. Hey, Moon, what you doing, huh? But I ended up finding 2 food-grade totes that were already cleaned out. They were only $125 a piece. These things they're ridiculous. They're running like $200 up to $400 a piece for these containers, which I get because a lot of people want them now. And they've become really popular for rainwater collection. That's why the price has gone up. But I was fortunate on Facebook Marketplace to have found these things already washed out 3 times for $125. Now, obviously, I haven't found any more for that price, but I have left a spot for 4 more. That would be 6 totes total, and they hold 275 gallons a piece. So that's $5.50 for 2. That would be $1,100 for 4, and 1,650 gallons for 6. Now, if I do decide to put the last 2 in here, I would have to move this planting station somewhere else, which it's become kind of a catch-all, a mess, so it needs to be cleaned up anyways. So to go into depth about the rainwater collection, it mainly collects on the other side of the building, and then it streams around to here, where it will downspout. And then this is a clean-out tube, which I have a clean-out port right there, just to collect bugs, insects, or bird poop or anything. That's the first flush system. And then as this fills up, it'll overflow into this black pipe right here, and then go into this barrel here. And they are connected down here, so they'll equalize and fill up together at the same time. Jeff put a water spigot on this end, and I also wanted a valve on this end, which I purchased just so we could extend it, because I would have had to cap it off. With a valve, I can just cut it off, and then when I want to extend it, we can just extend it on. All I have to do is just insert a pipe there. Also, I can use this for a drain, but if I had put a cap on this, then I would have had to cut that off at the time I wanted to extend it. I thought this was definitely a better solution. It does cost more to add in a valve, but definitely a better idea for extension if you want to extend your system, and also if you want to drain your system. All I have to do is just cut that on and just drain it out. But as a start for the rainwater collection, I think this is awesome. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Now the rainwater collection, these 2 barrels for the shower, which we use for the outdoor shower, has been disconnected from the main system here. There was a down pipe, and we were diverting the water into these barrels because we hadn't had that system set up yet. But now these rain barrels will only collect the rainwater that comes off of this roof, which works and does fine, because that system there is just way too much. These barrels get filled up quickly and will overflow. With all the rains that we've gotten, my beans and cucumbers have finally taken off. Look how bushy they are. They're going all the way up. I hope they take over this whole trellis area right here. Ride your bike, girl, ride it. Yeah, those things have gotten huge, haven't they?
Yeah, what is that melon looking thing?
Oh, that's squash.
What kind of squash is that?
The big ones?
Yeah, the thing's hanging. Look at
the one hanging here?
Yeah, look at that. It's denting the your cage.
I know, it's so heavy. Look at how massive that one is down there on the ground.
Holy crap, what kind of squash is that?
I think it's some kind of winter squash. I thought it was spaghetti squash at first.
I mean, that's like something you core out and then put like a giant meatloaf in or something.
Right. I actually don't know. I got a friend, seeds from a friend, so I think it is a spaghetti squash, but...
It's freaking huge.
Yeah, that one down there on the ground is huge.
And then look, there's one over here that's like...
Oh yeah, this vine has gone crazy. There's 3 plants in here, and well, maybe 4. And look how crazy it's gotten on this side.
That's how fast that, you know, that gourd I gave you today, what is that, that buffalo, whatever?
Yeah.
That's how fast that stuff grows.
Yeah, these have gotten, that seed head is huge right there. Look at that.
So fucking fun.
I did purchase a lawnmower, like I said. It's an electric one. It's done all of this. I'm gonna do a little video on it because it's the plug-in kind of electric. It's not battery operated, but I made it battery operated, and I want to do a separate video on that. But there's Jeff. He's mowing this area here because it's way overgrown, and I'm not sure where Terry and Scott are gonna park, so I want to go ahead and clear out this spot because they might be want to park next to me. Or we've also mowed out this area. This was their old spot the last time they were here. It's a nice little spot, but I didn't know, it's a little further away from my camp spot, so I didn't know if they wanted to park here or next to me. I'll let them decide. Yes, I did say Terry and Scott, and they told me they would be at my party. Actually, a lot of my friends are gonna be at my party, and I'm really excited because if I'm not mistaken, I think about 2 weeks. So I have 2 weeks to get everything together, and there are quite a few projects. I have a fence project that is going on. We're trying to get fences and gates up just in the front sector, just to keep out looky-loos like we had last season. People just driving on the property when I'm not here, but fortunately Ed and Sue are here, and they were able to meet the people and talk to them and said that they were trespassing. I doubt you can see it, but we do have the 2 posts up there for the gates, and we have a good part of it done, but I'll show you that in a later video. I have 3 gates ordered, 2 16-foots for the main drives, and then a 12-foot for the side back drive over here. Slowly but surely, we've been trying to get everything mowed. I'm trying to get this middle section mowed. I mowed all this myself, and I just want to get one sector mowed just to see how it does, if it's better to like mow it or to leave it wild like this. I do like the wild, and I definitely do like a long grassy meadow. There's a lot of grass here, but I do want to add in a lot of wildflowers, just intermingled, because I think that would be absolutely beautiful. But I'm just trying to test it out and see if it does better if I cut it or if I just leave it alone. But like I said earlier in the video, I have been doing some research, and it seems that if you cut it once a year, it helps stimulate the growth. So that's probably what I'll do. I might even cut it twice a year. Once in the winter before I leave, and also once in the spring when I get back. Some of this grass has just gone crazy and in spots that I don't necessarily like. So we've been cutting it or either pulling it out. Here in this dry riverbed, it's fine because it makes it look more natural in my opinion. I have some bushes. I love this time of year because things are on sale, especially plants. So I'd purchased 3 bushes to go here. I have a bird's nest and also the dwarf mugo pine, which I think gets about 4 to 5 feet. So our gas auger went kaput, and we only had it one season. I think we used it like about 5 or 6 times. It just won't start now. So I went out and bought this auger here. It's 40-volt lithium battery operated. Okay, well I have about 3 bushes to plant here, so I need to get to it before I lose the sun. Anyways, this makes it amazing, so much easier to dig holes, and I don't have to start it like the gas one. I just lay it down, and when I'm ready to dig the hole, pick it up and just start, because obviously it's battery powered. And I also have to fertilize the whole garden, so yeah, I definitely have a lot to do. Anyways, I want to thank y'all for checking out the update. Hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe and onward bound. Love you guys out there. Mwah. Bye for now.
There's a lawn.
Yeah, that's what
A
I'm saying.
lawn.
Look at where we've cut.
We could play
It's a
croquet,
lawn.
for God's sakes.
Yeah.
But you
I
know,
wanted
think
to-
about this.
I'm
I
gonna
wanted
get
to fill out them.
Last
I'll get
year,
another
last year there was significantly
We have
less
one.
grass than this,
You
and
need
it
to
all
mow like
seeded.
Oh my god, it's still kind of wet down here. It's holding the moisture, all the thick mulch.
But look in those big holes you dug.
Uh-huh.
You get down about 6 inches and the ground's all wet.
I know, I saw that. It's pretty cool.
Those crazy caterpillar worm things are everywhere.
Oh my god, there's so many
They're
caterpillars.
aggressive sometimes too.
Oh, they'll spit green stuff at you.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm
One
thinking
time
that it
I
might be
did.
it's actually a little bit of their gut, and I think their guts probably are foul tasting. That's why.
Yeah, Scout keeps eating them and getting sick.
Oh, really?
Stop eating them.
Oh my goodness.
Disgusting.
Well, she doesn't eat them. She just puts them in her mouth and spit out the juice.
Oh my god, I love this thing. It's amazing.
We're going ice fishing.
It's so much better than the gas one. Because you just...
Yeah, you don't. Especially if you're only digging one hole.
digging a hole and planting and then digging a hole.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier to plant
Just imagine someday, Aja, when we have a tractor, okay?
stuff.
We'll
Right.
have one of those on the back of the tractor, and it's got enough power to spit out boulders like this. You know?
Yeah. These were only $12. They were normally like $30, but Walmart is having a clearance on all their plants.
I know. I'm hoping to go and raid some of that stuff coming up here in another like month and a half.
Yeah.
Lots of
There's a lot of lost animals.
Yeah.
Or reunited. Yeah, the world just gets crazier and crazier. I keep cataloging like crazy stories from the news. I've got like 2 folders. One